the heat in the nation's capital? Challenge it to a Sunday showdown. Sun-kissed Athletes Unlimited lacrosse fans are set for a battle between Syracuse legends. 24 hours ago, Michelle Tumolo turned back the clock with a skillful and powerful display. The kind Kayla Trainer delivers daily, saving her Sunday best for FS1. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. We have daytime doings not far from DC. Captains' names up in lights. Today, Team Kayla Wood gets involved in a dust-up with Team Katie Glynn. This league won't shortchange you for excitement. We have 58 of the best players in the world, split into 4 teams that change every week with a captains-only draft. There's an ever-changing leaderboard with points aplenty as we hone in on one champion for next weekend. A very pleasant welcome to you. Alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, I'm Joe Beninati. Court was a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Court, we have 2 victorious teams from yesterday squaring off. What were the keys to victory for them?
Well, first and foremost, the teams were firing on all cylinders on both the offensive and defense end of the field. These players worked together offensively. They shared the ball, and in goal, the goalkeepers, 3 out of the 4, had an over 60% save percentage. Team
Wood put 10 points on the board, and one crafty veteran factored in on 6 of them. It was fun watching Michelle Tumolo work the offense.
Michelle Tumolo, she is so very smart, very heads-up play right here. The clock was winding down. She threw a Hail Mary pass. Ultimately, it ended up in a 2-point goal for her team. Michelle Tumolo, she has vision. She's known for being an amazing feeder, and we see right here she's able to put it right on the mark for Sam Apuzzo. Michelle Tumolo in 35 right here, orange. It's that shiftiness, her quickness behind the goal cage. Stepping, switching hands, rolling back. She does such a great job of getting a step on her defensive player.
Great to see Michelle find her groove. Such a heady player who still has plenty of flair. We should be expecting a pretty high-powered offensive game today because Team Glynn can fight fire with fire, especially when Kayla Trainer has the ball in her cross.
Kayla Trainer, this is her first week back after missing last weekend, and she did not miss a beat. She's able to shoot around defensive players who are in great position. It's very hard to play defense on her because she just always finds a way to extend her stick out. She has great height and size, but then she shows her range. She's able to shoot the ball from downtown, so she's not just an in-tight shooter.
With all of her win points from yesterday, Kayla has pushed into the top 8 on the leaderboard. She's very much in the mix for a medal next weekend. All the individual points, they're great to look at, Court, but we find that it's winning the quarters and winning the final score that's likely going to settle a champion.
Each and every quarter matters. That's 20 points for your entire team, every player on it. Obviously, the overall win wins your team 45, but game MVPs, it's important that your teammates, those opponents, they're recognizing the hard work that you do on the field because 3 are announced after each game. Votes from players as well as those in the Athletes Unlimited Club. And then statistically, you want to make sure you do your job on the field, and that's by causing turnovers, scoring goals, getting draw controls. All those hustle plays add up, but you want to make sure you're doing so with as little mistakes as possible.
We've really been looking forward to this matchup. The Geico leaderboard tells you why. Kayla Wood's in a really good mood, obviously, and she sits 4th, approaching 1,200 points. Earlier today, Team Cummings with a decisive win over Team Arsenal 16-9, and Taylor moved to the top spot. Say hi to Haley Hicklin. Hello, Haley. Keeper who played collegiately at Florida, a second-team All-American. Had a couple of stops yesterday in the game against Cummings, a win. Mira Shane was outstanding yesterday. She and Katie Glynn put on a show in that gold circle. Mira is the pride of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a former Wolverine.
Mira did a great job, not just on the field, but in the DJ booth, showing her skills off to fans when she wasn't out on the field.
Princeton, New Jersey native Mira Shane, part of the player executive committee in Athletes Unlimited. Athletes are the leaders and the decision makers in this league. Team Wood wearing the orange. Team Glynn dressed in purple. Officials today are Liz Brush, Devin Holcomb, Peggy Salucci, and Ronnie Anton. First 6-on-6 possession belongs to Team Glynn. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. If this is the first time you're checking us out, where have you been? It's game 22 of 30 this season. Trainer operates, looks inside for Allie Kennedy, well marked there by Wood. And Haley Hicklin off the defensive stand brings it back ahead for the team dressed in orange. You see at the top of the screen a variety of ways for athletes to pick up individual points. There are 20 points on the line for everybody on your roster if you win the quarter. Let's say you outscore the team 4-2. Everybody on your group gets 20.
Joe, we see them already clearing a lane for Michelle Tumalo. Why not? She started off yesterday with a bang. Get it back into the hands of somebody who's hot and feeling it on the field.
Speaking of that kind of a player, Sam Apuzzo sends it up top for Taryn Vanthoff, 81 in the orange. Taryn's played 10 games in Athletes Unlimited, Courtney. She's won 9 of them. That will add up quickly. Perella off the split dodge. Well defended. The pass to the interior away from Taryn Vanthoff. 6 seconds to shoot. Sprinting in. Haley Warden just floats it home. Warden with a change of pace.
Haley Warden had an outstanding game yesterday for Team Wood in orange. Not just getting draw controls or ground balls, those little hustle plays, but she put herself on the scoreboard several times. And this is one of those other examples that she's challenging in hard. The clock was winding down. She didn't have much of an angle. We see as soon as she scoops it up, her eyes are up. Is there any possibility? She has a step on that defensive player. They thought she might switch it to her right hand, giving herself more space. However, that slow motion, right, that kind of change of pace shot threw off Mira Shane, culminating in the first goal of the game.
Oh, goalies hate that. You see the look skyward from 33 in purple. If Warden puts her normal starch on that, Mira probably stuffs her. But that little change of pace winds up in the back of the cage. 1-0 for Team Wood. They beat Team Cummings yesterday 10-8. Team Glynn victorious over Team Arsenal 9-6 one day ago. Taylor Vanthoff with that familiar draw stick. The official, Liz Brush, is going to award possession to Team Wood. Kayla Wood, one of the few players, I think there are only 4 who have been actually atop the Geico leaderboard in this 4-week run of 5 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex, 30 miles north of Washington, D.C. Vanthoff fires. That one nicely handled by Mira Shane. For every goalie save, it's 6 points on your ledger. She throws a BB outlet pass on the button there to Katie O'Donnell. On for Allie Kennedy, who is straightened up quickly by Taryn Vanthoff. Kennedy has wonderful speed. She gets towards the 8-meter key. If you score from beyond that 8-meter key, you'll get 2 for your team and 16 for yourself. Fortunato has been on a blistering pace lately, 15 in the purple. Allie Kennedy sends it on around for O'Donnell. Kayla Trainer will do a lot of operating from X, that position behind the cage. Floats it inside, looking for Taylor Vanthoff, deflected. 15 seconds to shoot. Fortunato lets it fly for 2. She scores! A 2-point tally.
When all eyes are on Kayla Trainer as she's cutting, we saw 2 defensive players chasing her from the left and right. Ultimately, she got it into someone else's hands, but as soon as she cut, even the goalkeeper had eyes on her. That's how much of a threat she is on the field. This hustle play off of the broken offensive feed inside right here. That look by Courtney Fortunato solely was there due to the cutting Kayla Trainer. That's how much of an offensive threat she is. All eyes are on her, that the goalie even came out to take her. And then that opened up a wide open net. Very smart by Courtney Fortunato to see that open net and to fire the 2-pointer.
Courtney has her 3rd from behind the 8-meter key. She's just the 3rd player in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse this season to crash over 20 goals total. Apuzzo and Trainer the other 2. The 2-point marker really helps your individual totals. 16 points for Fortunato, and a 2-1 lead early on, shy of the 90-second mark. In this, the second game of 2 today. Earlier, Taylor Cummings' team put on an offensive display, 16-9 over Arsenal. Oldmiller had 5, Peros had 4, and Dowd had 3 for the victorious team in blue. This one scooped towards the corner. Fortunato in a foot race with a honey badger there. 26 in orange is Ella Simpkins, another ground ball. Blazing a path to the offensive end, it's Alyssa Perella. Goals in 6 of her last 7 games. Big face dodge coming from Apuzzo. Apuzzo, who has been a multi-goal machine. She jogs to midfield. She's going to exchange sticks. She's another player who likes to use a specific draw head for the draw control.
It's all about skill, but oftentimes if you have that draw stick, it gives you an extra advantage, especially against those who aren't using it. Clearly your quickness is factored in.
Perella driving to the elbow, fires. Shane has that one right between the wickets. Mira Shane off to a good start in goal, as she'll play catch with Kristen Carr. Kristen wanting to always pay tribute to the fearless pro athletes who preceded her generation. Players like Mia Hamm and Julie Foudy in the sport of soccer. Cookie was a semi-pro soccer player in the past.
So you look right here at Alyssa Perella, that quick shot on the run. She uses her speed, her quickness to oftentimes get open, but an amazing save by Mira Shane.
Trainer drawing a double team. Kayla avoids it, spots the open O'Donnell. Skip a player. Fortunato thought about it for 2, and then it was Warden with the good stick defensively there to make the pickoff. Rutkin to clear. On target for Kayla Wood. Wood, who scored a goal in week 1 against O'Donnell, going to the cage here for herself. Veers off and then plays catch with Tumalo. Michelle, 2 goals, 4 assists yesterday with her fiance Laura Bennett watching from the stands. Off the scoop, coming late, here's Perella. Picked up on the outside by Kennedy. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Apuzzo makes the hitch move, then fires. Shane is laser locked on the ball. Alex Ost, hard work, she gets the rebound, but then she was sandwiched there and lost control.
Alex was looking for a potential foul to be called. The referees let them play in Athletes Unlimited. It's definitely a more physical game, all while still being kept safe. But if you're not displaced from your position, most likely a foul not being called.
We did see a bunch of cards handed out in the opener today, including a red card to Marie McCool, the outstanding midfielder. As Kennedy gets inside, a bouncer there, stopped by Hicklin. Marie McCool was ejected for striking a player with a shot above the waist.
One of those safety factors, because there's no shooting space or 3 seconds in Athletes Unlimited. It's a way that they make sure that the offensive players are going to check themselves before taking a shot on goal.
She wound up drilling Molly Garrett in the small of the back as Little looks to clear. Kennedy slashes ahead. Allie Kennedy zigs and zags right at the 8-meter key. The ball often winds up in the cross of 21 in purple. Kayla Trainer makes everything hum. A brilliant offensive mind, and soon to be the new head coach of the lacrosse program for the women at Syracuse. Shayna Parekha is a 2-point threat for sure. Trainer trying to get underneath. Matched up with the hardworking Rudkin. Taylor Vanthoff skip it. Too tall there for Shayna. This is a turnover. Back to Team Wood. 2-1 for Team Glenn. We've played just about 5.5 minutes. The goaltenders have been sharp. All eyes on the prize. Week 4 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse continues after this TV timeout. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. These two squads had a good temperament yesterday, and why wouldn't you, with the victories coming to Team Wood and Team Glenn? They square off this Sunday afternoon for you on Fox Sports. It's a 2-1 lead thanks to a 2-pointer from Courtney Fortunato. We've been talking about individual stat points this is really where it matters, Court. Have a look at the season win point totals. This is up to and including earlier today.
You know, many of these players began with the gold jersey, and that all started from Kylie Ohlmiller drafting her first team. The first sweep of 3 wins wearing gold was Katie Glynn, Kylie Ohlmiller, Kayla Wood, Taryn Van Toff, and they did a great job of continuing on their winning ways.
Ohlmiller's point totals had to be astronomical today with the way they won every quarter. We thank our presenting field partner, good people at Geico. Not only did they win every quarter, but Kylie Ohlmiller had 5 goals, which is 5 times 12 for 60, just for herself. Tail end of the opening frame. Game number 22 of 30 next weekend. We will crown an individual champion. We'll hand out 4 medals. Tomorrow night, Courtney and I will preside over the final Athletes Unlimited draft of the season. The top 4 on the leaderboard after today, when all is said and done. We'll pick new sides. 7 p.m. Eastern. You can check that out on Facebook Live. Nice to have you on board today on Fox Sports, presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. We play at 10-on-10. You have to have 4 back at all times on the defensive end in Athletes Unlimited. Lindsay Ronbeck favors her left hand. Here she's on a sweep right-handed to play catch with Tumalo. Tumalo has had 66 in her crosshairs the whole time. That drive went off the top of the goal. Molly Little has been assigned to Michelle Tumalo today.
With a new shot clock, they can certainly take their time now offensively, get reset, work together, find those opening seams.
Apuzzo working around a screen. Sam Apuzzo off the rollback, question mark. Mira Shane, another sparkling save. She couldn't reel in the rebound, however. Tumalo reloads, finds Apuzzo, score! Sam Apuzzo.
Tying things up, Team Wood. Offensively, the combination of Sam Apuzzo and Michelle Tumalo, those two work so very well together. Offensively, this is just their second game in Athletes Unlimited as teammates, but they have a connection on the field, and once you've found that, you want to stick with it. We see right here, Sam Apuzzo, question mark dodge. Great save by Mira Shane. She was slow to get up, looked like she hurt her shoulder a little bit, but that quick ground ball by Michelle Tumalo, putting it in the capable hands of Sam Apuzzo. As soon as she got it, her eyes were up. Quick release. Right here with that goalie cam, you see her landing on that shoulder. Definitely slow to get up.
Saw her from the net cam reaching there with her right hand towards her left upper arm. Sam Apuzzo. Michelle Tumalo knows that Apuzzo is just a natural goal scorer. Why not get it to her? And she bags that tally that ties the score up at 2 apiece. Folks, we want to get you even closer to the game. Join the Unlimited Club for free by downloading the Athletes Unlimited app today. You'll receive all the latest news and updates into the palm of your hand. Stream digital games and unlock special access for more. If you want more than that, we advise you to upgrade your membership for the whole year. Behind-the-scenes access, all the Athletes Unlimited seasons, softball, volleyball, lacrosse. Join the players in voting for game MVPs and the end-of-season awards. Visit auprosports.com. That's auprosports.com. Learn more about the Unlimited Club and then make your Geico Unlimited pick. Fans checking it out from here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Folks, you can own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history with the first ever Topps trading card set. It's for professional women's lacrosse. The limited edition sets, they feature all the athletes plus additional cards about the league and some randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike Golden tickets. Sets are available to purchase now through August 27th at Topps.com. It's the only opportunity to purchase this unique collectible. Get yours today. Mira makes her way back to the circle court. She looks all right.
You know, she definitely took a hard fall, but her ability to come back and continue to make plays. She said she plays for those around her. She wants to be a good role model for those younger players, and that certainly is with her hands exploding up and out. She is a strong presence inside of that goal cage.
So proud to be a part of Athletes Unlimited. Mira Shane, she says wants everybody to feel like you belong, be inclusive, diverse, equitable. Her save total's up to 4. In-game, as far as the players that are on the field, Katie Glynn, who we expect to come on for Mira in the second half, is currently the highest ranked player in this game right now. Kayla Wood and Sam Apuzzo gaining ground swiftly. Off the draw control. Whoever comes up with it gets 2 points. Nobody will here. The officials award possession to Apuzzo. There are 20 points on the line for this quarter. If we remain tied up at 2, those 20 would carry over to the second. That second quarter would be worth 40 for everybody on the victorious side. Alex Ost has been just about automatic on the scoreboard. She has goals in 7 straight. Nothing yet today for 34 in the orange. Tumalo sweeps it around. Taryn Vanthoff off the face dodge. Nice pass there. Perella sticks it short side.
Looked like a little bit of defensive miscue for Team Glynn. One player couldn't find her mark, and Alyssa Perella immediately cut to goal when she realized she was that open player. We see right here, inside number 48 in purple, lost on that player, so Alyssa Perella immediately cut right to where that ball was at, around the backside of the goal cage. Often you can catch your defender a step or two behind. That's exactly what she did, a quick cut and finish. Not a lot of angle. Takes a lot of precision when coming from X.
Watch out for Perella. She can heat up like a microwave. Perella, 85 goals, set the school record at Hofstra in 2020. That was also a conference record. The two tallies, 38 seconds apart for Apuzzo and Perella, have made it a 3-2 game for Kayla Wood. Kayla, a captain for a 3rd straight weekend. 55 seconds left to settle who gets the 20 points for this opening quarter. Joe and Courtney with you from Maureen Hendricks Field of the Maryland Soccerplex, Washington, D.C., about 30 miles to our south. It's been an overcast day. It was earlier when Team Cummings buried Team Arsenal 16-9. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable by the standards that we've set over the last 4 weeks. We've been playing upwards of over 100 degrees on the field. Today, temperatures in the mid-70s when we started the earlier afternoon festivities. Perella going right to the goal. Bumps it off for Tumalo. 35 seconds in the quarter. Courtney, the shot clock's turned off.
With smaller roster sizes, the players appreciate the smaller field. It enables them to use their speed and athleticism all over in a much smaller space.
Rosters of 14, the goals are 80 yards apart. Warden, who started the scoring today, 14 seconds in the period. Send it over the top of Apuzzo, up the big split. Nothing there. Nice defense by Carr. What else is new? Apuzzo fires nonetheless and scores. If you're 83 purple, you're going to sit there and go, what else can I do?
Sam just has a knack for finding the goal cage. Sam Apuzzo, earlier in the season, she wasn't on the winningest team, but she was always able to find the cage, and that's why she wasn't towards the top of the leaderboard initially. But offensively, she has such a quick change of direction. She can use her left and right hand equally. But right there, that's good defense. Her defensive player is making contact with her body. We see Cookie Carr right there. She's an all-world defender. That contact that's being made, she's still able to shoot around that defensive player. And again, to that weak side of the goalkeeper. Low and away is where you want to put it, and that's textbook for Sam Apuzzo.
Carr had her shut down. She closed out beautifully on the initial move, but the re-dodge from Apuzzo is so sharp, and the accuracy on the shot with precision has just about ensured that Team Wood will win this opening quarter. Off the draw, ball down. Vanthoff trickles it ahead to Kristen Carr. As the horn sounds, we are done with 8 minutes. It's 4-2 for Team Wood. We'll get you back for the second quarter in just a few moments, taking over this town. last 3 goals, last 3 points on the scoreboard over a 90-second stretch, and they all belonged to Team Wood. It's 4-2 after the opening quarter. Folks, we remind you, of course, that Athletes Unlimited launched Athlete Causes in partnership with the Give Lively Foundation. Let's learn more about the cause of Kathy Rudkin.
Hi, my name is Kathy Rudkin, and I am playing for Gigi's Playhouse in Annapolis, Maryland. Gigi's Playhouse is a national nonprofit, but the specific one that I'm playing for is the one in Annapolis, Maryland. And it is a nonprofit organization that is 99% volunteer run. And what it is a center for individuals with Down syndrome. And they service hundreds of families. They put on cooking classes, literacy training for kids. They provide internships and job opportunities for adults with Down syndrome. So it's just an incredible organization.
Kathy's been doing some dance instruction at Gigi's Playhouse, helping those with the Down syndrome get moving.
Each and every one of the Athletes Unlimited players talks about their specific causes. They love the idea of getting to share a cause that's near and dear to many of their hearts.
This game, 1 quarter complete. Kathy Rudkin's side has the advantage by 2. Folks, time for you to earn points for watching today's broadcast. Take out your phone, enter the code that you see on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll start earning points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards. You want to stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Just about time for the second quarter to begin. Sam Mapuzzo can't wait. She has had a hot hand.
Whenever we're watching Sam Mapuzzo, we have to talk about her skills on the offensive end of the field. We see her shiftiness. Question mark is one of her patented dodges. However, her team gave her another opportunity. Ground ball by teammate Tumalo. Immediately, Sam knows to get into a position because they have such a great connection together. Right here, we see a quick split dodge. After she was looking for a power to her right, Sam uses both hands so very well and is able to get shots off even when you think you have her locked down defensively.
She has tallies in all 11 games this season, and as a result, she's on top of the goal-scoring list for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Taylor Cummings and her mates turned up the volume earlier today. Look at Kylie Ohlmiller off of her 5-goal performance right there within 2 spots from the top. Taylor Van Thoff off the draw possession for O'Donnell, give her 2 points. And Katie O'Donnell, who played collegiately at Penn State, finds Kennedy, move it swiftly, Trainer off the big face dodge. Kayla gonna keep it hot there. They try to find O'Donnell, and the pass winds up near midfield. Whistle. Mapuzzo was on the other side of that field. She couldn't have been, so this gives it back to the team dressed in purple. Katie Glynn's side trailing by 2. We expect to see the goalie, Katie Glynn, in the second half, taking over for Mira Shane. Mira's been good. Trainer lassoed there by Simpkins. Kennedy sends it on around for Fortunato. Fortunato moves it to the interior, blocked by Simpkins, and Ella comes up with a ground ball. She is a magnet. Once it's on the turf, it's hers.
We've seen such great defense on both ends of the field by Team Wood as well as Team Glynn. Their sticks are up, they're communicating, they're talking. That's why it's low scoring thus far in that second quarter. They're making it very difficult by stepping in lanes. We have such dominant attackers. Alex Aust has been held scoreless thus far.
She had a goal yesterday against Team Cummings. Into the alley, Perley gets underneath and scores! Alyssa Perella.
Just as I talk about great defense, you want to make sure that you are staying low, athletic, matching foot speed. Obviously, Alyssa Perella incredibly fast, but also very smart. As soon as she goes to that right alley sweep, as soon as the check came over her head, she was off to the races. She pulled that stick to protect. Right here, we see defensively that swing. That's what gave her the inside lane for that one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Defensively, want to make sure to hold body, not give anything up easily. That made the dodge a little bit easier for Perella. Nonetheless, she had to finish that 1v1 with Mira Shane, who's able to come up with so many in-tight saves.
The players in Athletes Unlimited for the last 4 weeks, maybe a bit more than that in fact, have been away from their homes here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Perella says she's a real homebody. Grew up on Long Island in the New York area. Her dad, Cosmo, thrilled to hear her name in the Athletes Unlimited collegiate draft. Perella has a couple of goals today. She's setting the pace for Team Kayla Wood. 5-2 leaders, almost 2 minutes into quarter two. Rutkin keeping tabs on Trainer. Hench brings it this way for O'Donnell. Kennedy from the top, picked up by Perella, around the screen. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Fortunato against Wood. That's a really good matchup, offense against defense. Courtney Fortunato bluffed the 2. 18 seconds to shoot. Kennedy rolling away from Warden. Shot clock's at 9. Taylor Vanthoff zips it inside. Shovel shot, score! An amazing release from Taylor Hench.
When Taylor Hench gets on the field, she definitely makes herself known. Not one of the flashiest players on the field, but she is always putting herself into position. As the ball is moving from spot to spot, you see her switching hands, being prepared. That little bouncer on her Twizzler is what gave her that extra little knack right here. We see that pressure. Most of the time, off of a Twizzler, a shot is coming in hard and fast, but it's almost like a little bit of a change-up that threw Haley Hicklin off in goal.
Goals for Hench now in 3 of her last 5. That is a exquisite bounce shot from the former Maryland Terrapin national champion. Just her 6th goal on the season. She's closing in on 800 total points in the overall Geico leaderboard. When you score in Athletes Unlimited, you get 12 points for yourself. Each team trying to win the quarter. That first quarter controlled by Team Wood 4-2. 20 points are on the line for the second quarter victory. Draw control for O'Donnell. Sets it right back to Vanthoff and then Fortunato. Hench, quick pass, score! Great cut there by O'Donnell, and the quick stick hits pay dirt.
Lacrosse is certainly a game of runs, and that's what we're seeing right here with Team Glenn, and back-to-back goals off of the draw control. Quick ball movement, in addition to a quick stick, ultimately pulls it within 1.
2 tallies, 13 seconds apart, stopping a 4-point run for Team Wood. Katie O'Donnell, go to the goal. Good things are gonna happen. Smile about it.
Impossible? Ha! Watch me. That word is not in my vocabulary. Welcome to my mentality, where I will show you freedom, recognition, for every athlete, every woman, for my team, for me. Say my name because I am the best at what I do. The All-American, the Olympian. My craft is my free expression, where I compete to win. I stand for racial equality, gender equality, income equality, as a guaranteed, tangible reality. Welcome to where I play, where I am free.
Less than 2 weekends away from softball season number 2 with Athletes Unlimited. Courtney and I will turn things over to Eric Collins and Danielle Laurie. On the lacrosse field today, Team Wood has the 5-4 advantage. They have been able to take the last 3 draws. You see the 2 goals coming in the last 13 seconds, changing the complexion of this game rather quickly. Taylor Vanthof has figured things out on the draw. Scraping this one again towards O'Donnell. Apuzzo hungry for the pickup. Kayla Wood has the ground ball. Wood offers it ahead for the team in orange. Apuzzo will quickly find Tumalo, and Michelle will once again be the orchestrator, the conductor of the offense today.
Anytime that draw control is put into space, I can pretty much guarantee Kayla Wood coming up with it. It was actually Katie O'Donnell in purple who had kind of possession as she kicked it out, but Kayla Wood is so very fast, ability to close in incredibly quickly.
Players receive points in this league based on how their team performs and how they perform individually. We add it all up on the Geico leaderboard. Perella to the goal. She scores. Alyssa Perella has the first half hat trick.
Alyssa Perella wearing number 47 in orange, showing her speed and athleticism. One of her favorite spots to dodge is from the top. You can see why she's a goal scorer. She has a tremendous ability to beat her matchup in a one-on-one. Obviously, speed a big factor in that.
Officials, Ronnie Anton there, number 3, taking a look with Liz Brush, reviewing this most recent strike from Alyssa Perella. No troubles with the goal circle there. Allie Kennedy came up pretty high, and so too did Taylor Vanthof.
Joe, I think they're looking at that check to the head. You could see Michelle Tumalo point to her head after the fact. Obviously, Allie Kennedy right there in purple hit Alyssa Perella, so just because she scored, it doesn't mean that they would not call the foul.
What's the terminology now these days, Courtney? I know I've heard sphere in the past and close to the halo in the past. I wonder what it's referred to nowadays. That's pretty darn close.
She definitely got hit. You know, in Athletes Unlimited, usually the defensive players have the ability to check in a tighter space. So if you get all stick, it's not going to be called, but she clearly got Alyssa Perella in the head.
The hand hit the head, not the stick hit the head. So we have a goal and a draw.
Perella's goal stands. It's her 3rd on the day. Gives her team the 2-point advantage over Team Glynn. That's Katie Glynn, who we expect to see in the second half in gold. Well, we're in goal rather, wearing purple. Allie Kennedy looking on, an eager bystander. Kennedy, who has a 5-game goal streak going. Liz Brush is chatting there with the facilitator, Abby Jackson, for Team Wood. The facilitator for Team Glynn this weekend is Julie Desposito. Facilitators help out on the sideline. They're advisors to the captains. With this delay, we can remind you that when you're here and joining us in person at Marine Hendricks Field, you can get an exclusive NFT. It's a free Athletes Unlimited digital collectible. All you have to do is be here in person. Scan the QR code. We'll be rolling out a new limited edition NFT each fan game this season. There will be one of those next weekend. So get your tickets and start collecting today. Those of you who've been with us all along, you realize that Friday's doubleheader was wiped out due to the huge thunderstorms that roared through this area. So tomorrow morning there will be games played. Arsenault squares off against Wood. Glynn meets Cummings. Both of those games set for morning starts. They will not be televised. Hench on the pass for Kennedy. Kennedy moves for Trainer. Kaler lost that one. Ball down. Out of bounds. Possession to the team in orange. Once those games are concluded tomorrow, all the points are added up, all the MVP balloting, all the win points. We'll have a top 4 that will be in the draft tomorrow night. Courtney, you'll help me preside over that, 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. The four captains will choose sides, 14 players per. 4 attackers, 4 midfielders, 4 defenders, and 2 goalies, the usual complement.
And that's where the fun begins.
Oh.
We get to predict.
Warden on the go. I think they'll have us predict the first round again. I wouldn't be so bold as to try to project further than that. Perella with a hat trick already. 3.5 to go in the opening half. Tumalo with a great vision. Angled there by Little. Apuzzo up the sneak. There's the question mark. She just sent it high. Sam Apuzzo so quick transitioning into that shot. There's a 2-point attempt. Shane went to the splits and made the stop on Perella.
Tremendous save by Mira Shane. With that clock winding down, she was still set and ready. She knows that these players are getting more and more comfortable taking 2-point shots. We see it right here from the goalie cam. Incredibly quick reflexes. And that's her 5th save on the day.
Times 6 points. That's 30 for Mira. Haley Hicklin has made 1 stop at the other end. Haley's barking out defensive signals as we have 2.5 to go in the opening half. 40 seconds on the shot clock for the team in purple. Kennedy off the split. Allie Kennedy offers to Fortunato. O'Donnell swings it to Trainer. Kayla has not been as aggressive to go to goal just yet during this day today. 21 in the purple. Fortunato checking the shot clock. 20 seconds left in it. O'Donnell way outside the 8-meter key. Bumped by MC Byrne. That pass flagged down by Fortunato. Bouncer that goes wide of the goal. Trainer with 8 seconds to shoot. Kayla sets it. Feeds it inside. Kennedy twisting. She scores! The bounce shot to the roof.
Okay, number 1, I'm not quite sure how Allie Kennedy was able to come up with that catch. Tremendous skill inside of the critical scoring area, that 8-meter key, crowded with defenders, players in orange, looking to try and take that ball away. Ultimately, that feed by Kayla.
She knew time was wasted and had to make something happen quickly. This is what happened.
Joe utilizing that bounce again. A special ball being used for Athletes Unlimited, the lacrosse games. Bouncers seem to come up a little bit different than what goalies are used to. Again, a tremendous handle inside with defensive players all over her, a lot of pressure. But watch this, she catches, she's turning, and that bounce certainly throwing off the keepers.
Right off the Kentucky bluegrass into the top of the twine there, makes it a 6-5 game in favor of the team dressed in orange. That's Team Kayla Wood. Allie Kennedy has 14 tallies this season, and she is a player in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse who hopes to be each and every time a member of Team USA.
The USA across your chest is like a feeling I can't even describe. It's always an honor, and you know, when I have that on and a game's about to start or something and the national anthem's playing, like I always get emotional. It's been a dream of mine, and seriously, that like putting it on is like I feel like I'm putting like a superhero, like putting on like their outfit.
There are definitely times she appears to be a superhero with her speed, her dexterity, her finishing ability that can be extraordinary.
I mean, that last goal of hers, I'll say that was superhero capabilities. Catching, turning, finishing, all in one with defensive players all around her. Allie Kennedy, what a great career she had at Stony Brook.
It's just silly. Every time we put up a bio, the decoration, the highly decorated players, midfielder of the year, multiple-time first-team All-American, it's just one after another. That's how good the cast of characters are, the roster is for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Inside this game on the leaderboard, Kayla Wood on screen there in orange, goggles up. She's ranked 3rd at the moment. Kennedy has goals in 6 straight by my count. She's dreamt of playing pro since she was 5 years old. She's living the dream right now and doing it quite well. Off the scoop, it belongs to Simpkins. Simpkins chased by Trainer. Kayla Trainer will take the draws from time to time, and she's very good at that. Apuzzo running for cover. So when we factor in top of the screen, there are 20 points available for the team that wins the frame. Right now, the team dressed in purple, Team Glenn, is leading the second quarter. They lost the first 4-2. Taryn Vanthoff, all she does is win. She's won 9 of 10 games she's played in. Aust has goals in 7 straight, not yet today. Perella has the hat trick. Great move. Stopped there by Shane. Mira has a half a dozen stops. Carr comes jetting back looking for the fast break. Kristen Carr going end to end. Kick it to Kayla Trainer. She'll wait for offensive-minded players to join her 6-on-6. Trainer back behind the cage, loses her defender and scores! Kayla Trainer.
A face defensively that we don't often see down there. Michelle Tumalo hustled in defensively, wanting to slow that fast break, but ultimately Team Glenn was able to come up with the goal. And Kayla Trainer, her first on the day. We see her starting on that left side, coming around to her right hand, which is actually her strong hand. A lot of people don't realize that because she's so comfortable with her left as well. But we see her dropping that shoulder, dipping and dunking, looking like she's going to shoot high-low. It's all about selling your fake, and she certainly did that against Hicklin in goal.
Bad break for Kathy Rudkin, the defender, who was with her stride for stride. Then Kathy got tangled up on the cage, on the netting. That freed Trainer to go to goal, and when she has severe angles, it's no worries. The team dressed in purple, Team Katie Glenn, has 4 of the last 5 points on the board in a little less than 5 minutes worth of work. We are level at 6 apiece. Final minute of the opening half. Michelle Tumalo with the shot clock turned off. Little, it has been a game of me and my shadow between Little and Tumalo in this first 2 quarters. Ronbeck distributes for Apuzzo. Matched up with Carr most of the day. Perella trying to take advantage of Kennedy. Put it back there for Apuzzo. She stings it.
Defensively, we saw Cookie Carr hold up her hand saying that one's on me. When we talk about matchups against such an offensive player like Sam Apuzzo, Cookie right here looking to help out her defensive player who was covering Alyssa Perella. She thought she might dodge, so that's why she took a step off of Sam Apuzzo. But as soon as you take a step off of her, she's going to ask for that ball right back, and that's what gave her the space. That hesitation by Cookie Carr right there, looking to help out a teammate defensively, ready to slide, but Sam took advantage of that.
And then the patented Apuzzo leap goal-scoring celebration. Right now, the second quarter score is 4-3 in favor of Team Glenn. There are only 24 seconds left to fight for those 20 points to win the quarter. Wood in a tussle with Kennedy. Trainer stacked up by Rudkin. Fortunato finds Kennedy going to the goal. A sizzler upstairs.
Great offensive work straight from that draw control. Players hustling to get into position, moving the ball quickly, making defense have to slide, shift, and maneuver. When we take a look at this, Kayla Trainer handling the double team pressure, immediately getting it to an outlet who finds the streaking Kennedy inside. Again, it's all about movement, looking ahead, thinking about that next play. And that shot on the run, she was prepared and ready. When you have numbers, move the ball quickly.
Allie Kennedy, who had a hat trick back in week 3 against Team Reed, has a couple goals today and makes it 7-7 and 5-3 for her team in this second quarter. Perhaps one last draw left in it. Vanthoff scrapes it ahead. Kayla Trainer takes it. Trainer, nice pass for Vanthoff. at the elbow. She's run to the ditch there by Simpkins, and that's going to do it for 2 quarters. Tied up at 7 apiece. Team Glenn wins the second frame.
Joe, we've seen so much back and forth. First Wood with the first quarter win, Team Glenn with the second. These two teams very competitive right now. Both are feeling high from their wins yesterday. They want to keep that rolling. Both teams playing as a unit, which is so very important in this league, where rosters change from week to week. You never know who you're going to play with or how those connections are going to work, but these two teams have found it early in their first game and now continuing into their second.
Mira Shane in conversation there with Mary Kate Bonani. Shane, you would expect would yield the goal circle to Katie Glenn in the second half. Katie's the captain of this team and she's on the leaderboard among the top 5, but Shane was excellent with 6 saves in the first 16 minutes. Kayla Wood is joining us between quarters 2 and 3. Kayla, your side jumping out to the quick 4-2 advantage. What happened in the second quarter that turned this game around?
I think defensively we got a little bit quiet, so what we're going to be looking to do in the second half is to have a lot more communication.
Kayla, obviously your team came out with the win yesterday. Things are tied today. What have been those biggest things that have helped you guys connect on the field as a team?
Just being open and honest with each other. It's important to have clear communication, and if someone's slack or not doing very well or just messes up, we're like, all right, it's fine, you got it. Just like positive words of encouragement and just talking through everything and being able to make adjustments.
Kayla, thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
7-7 at the half, and we'll have more from Kayla Wood in just a few moments talking about her athlete cause in this Athletes Unlimited season as we are done with 2 at Maureen Hendricks Field. Drinks are on the house for the players who played in the first game today. There's Britt Reed and Amber McKenzie. I see Katrina Dowd and Sammy Jo Tracy. This game that they are watching is a 7-7 struggle between Team Kayla Wood and Team Katie Glenn. Emotional times for these players, and they were all asked to talk about self-belief and a time of reflection and how it affected their careers. Kayla Wood has a story of inspiration.
My best friend from home, she played lacrosse at LaSalle, and a little over a year ago, she passed away. She was fighting like a lot of mental illness and stuff. She really pushed me to be better every single day, and she was the main person who really got me into playing lacrosse. My freshman year, I didn't have the best stick skills and I didn't have the best IQ, but she took me under her wing. We would be crazy and go work out 5:30 a.m. before school, and we were just really great friends, and we just really understood each other. And she committed suicide not this past December, but last December in 2019, and I just try to think about her every day, and when I play, I really try to embody her as a lacrosse player and as a person, because she was just such an amazing person, and she really touched a lot of people, and I just throughout my life, I hope that I'm able to do the same thing as well.
That was Believe You Will, presented by Guaranteed Rate and presented by Kayla Wood, an outstanding player during her days. And you and Dana Boyle both expressed the same word about Kayla in her college career. Whenever you saw her, she was a playmaker. You couldn't help but not notice her on the field. And anyone who's been touched by suicide in their lives, you are only left with questions. The day that Rush Olson conducted that interview, there were a lot of us in the room that day, and we could understand what was going through Kayla Wood, and we could see why it would be such an impetus, such a motivation for her to play well this season, and she's been brilliant this summer.
You know, she's done an outstanding job having her friends' parents in the stands. Those first 3 weeks, she got to wear the gold jersey, her friend's favorite color. She said there were so many signs that were pointing in the direction to pass along that positive message of, you know, being there for others. And that first week when she saw Kylie Ohlmiller at the scrimmages trying to figure out who to pick, who to select, you know, she quietly went over and was like, hey, how you doing? Because she could see the stress on Kylie's face. And, you know, I think she's taken that to heart to make sure to always check in with others. And, you know, Kylie said just how amazed she was that somebody took notice of that, as opposed to just saying, I think you should pick her. I think you need to do this. You know, it was, how are you doing?
She's one of the youngest players in the group, but in the last 4 weeks, she has displayed courage, character, integrity. She's been a captain. Two sides are getting set for the start of the third quarter. We're still a few moments away from that. It's been a really good game. 7-7 Team Wood against Team Glenn. Kayla against Katie. Joe Beninati along with Courtney Martinez, Connor, and Courtney. From a game plan standpoint, why have the two offenses clicked so well?
You know, just as we heard Captain Kayla Wood talk about, it's about those connections, knowing when you're doing right or wrong on the field, owning it, and then taking it a step further and making those corrections. So despite the fact that this is just the second game that these players have been together offensively, they're clicking because they're moving that ball and they're working together. And
really a tale of 2 quarters. Kayla Wood's side coming out, starting quickly. And this first tally, as we start the highlights, this is Haley Warden pulling the string.
Love that Haley Warden recognized with that clock winding down, little change-up shot. But she does all the little things. I love it when she also puts herself on the scoreboard. But we see right here, Kayla Trainer was ready to cut around that crease. Goalie took notice. However, Courtney Fortunato super smart to see that that lane was open and take that shot. Right here, Sam Apuzzo's signature question mark dodge. Ultimately, a second opportunity for Team Wood. Eyes up by Michelle Tumalo finding Sam Apuzzo. Those two work so very well together.
Just a great job here by the guys and gals in the truck to show you all these different angles, all this different vision and playmaking and finishing from Melissa Perella.
And then we have Sam Apuzzo right here with a great defensive player on her. She's dodging, her eyes are up maybe to feed, but then she re-dodges a quick split, low angle, but is able to put that away. And then Alyssa Perella showing her speed. As soon as that stick swung, she had that inside lane to goal. And then a quick movement right here. Taylor Hench using that bouncer on the Twizzler. One of my favorite moves so far, utilizing that ground, the ball. Everything a little bit different in Athletes Unlimited.
The passing's been good. Perella's speed has been good. And on her way down to the deck, she gets rewarded.
And then Kayla Trainer, her eyes are all on Allie Kennedy right here. She sees her teammate inside, handles an amazing catch, and then that shot, right?
That was spectacular. That was at the end of the shot clock. Kayla Trainer can do it to you in so many different ways.
And then Sam Apuzzo, she's able to see her teammates get back into position, ask for it right back. Give and goes, so very underrated, but need to be utilized more.
In this first half highlight reel, you understand why we've had so much fun for the 4 weeks that we've been doing Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The level of play is off the charts. Here are the numbers through 16 minutes.
As you look at the differences in draws won, generally the team that's winning more draw controls is controlling the game. They're able to usually have more goals on the board. However, things are tied up because Team Wood is the one capitalizing in number of shots. The more shots you take, the more goals are going to be scored.
Hotly contested on the field between these two captains, between these two sides. It's all the race for the Geico leaderboard. One more weekend after this. We'll crown one champion next weekend. And for the moment, there are 2 in blue sitting on top, Cummings and Waters.
So a midfielder and a goalkeeper, but their game has already been played today. We're just halfway through this game, so I do expect for either orange or purple to continuously be moving up that leaderboard as the game progresses.
Third quarter soon to be unveiled. We'll have you back in a moment on Fox Sports. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Still 2 quarters to play in this one on FS1, 7-7 after the 2 quarters. We get set for the start of the third. Before we do that, we welcome in Katie Glynn, the captain of the team dressed in purple. And Katie, first I have to ask you how impressed you were with Mira Shane, your goalie partner in the first 2.
Oh my God, yeah, she absolutely crushed it, and she's awesome. So I'm happy to have her on my team.
Okay, so you keep coming off the bench, and it seems like you prefer this. What's the goalie's mindset to be a good closer?
You know, I'm here to help my team and do whatever it takes. So.
Hey, would you do me a favor? Put the helmet on and get out there before your teammates are looking for you.
All right.
Don't let us slow you down.
I won't.
Katie Glynn getting set to get back in the cage to start the third quarter. All gather round in purple. If you are just tuning in, it's a 7-7 count. Kayla Woodside had the advantage 4-2 after 8 minutes. But Katie Glynn's squad put 5 points on the board in the second frame alone, which earned her and her teammates 20 points apiece. There's Katie, 0-0, all masked up and ready to go. Wood, Arsenault, and Glynn began the weekend as the only 3 players to be #1 on the overall board. Shayna Pareca would like to dent the twine from deep again. Shayna, who has goals in 5 of her last 6, has been a 2-point shooting threat throughout Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor back with you. Soon to begin quarter number 3 as Glynn is shadow boxing in her goal circle. She looks down at another new keeper. Angie Benson has come off the pine. Angie with a couple of saves in her performance yesterday. 7-7 game. The goalies have to get right into it. There are 20 points available, Court, for each team, for whichever team wins quarter number 3.
Joe, with things all even right now, 20 points for Wood, 20 points for Glynn, score tied, coming out starting strong in this second half, the third quarter. You want to make sure you're the first team to score a goal. Make a save as a goalkeeper. It just feeds you confidence-wise on the field as well as your teammates.
Tumalo on the flip for Alex Ost. Ost, a former Maryland great. Earlier today, another Maryland great, Taylor Cummings, piloted her team to an impressive 16-9 win over Dempsey Arsenault. Dempsey's been injured and not playing this week. Taryn Vanthoff over the top. Tumalo bluffs it, 10 seconds to shoot. Perella at the 8-meter key. Finds the open player. Warden on a give and go. Ost sent it wide. And off to the races goes Allie Kennedy. Sun starting to peek through what has been an overcast day. We're just a little bit past the 5 o'clock hour in the Mid-Atlantic region, 30 miles north of Washington, D.C. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports. Trainer zips that pass for Fortunato. Fortunato was telling us going up against Barbara Sullivan every day in practice at Notre Dame made her a better player. She's a terrific defender, Sullivan is. Kennedy. Pareca, Shayna, skip it on around. Trainer with 20 seconds to shoot. A player with a million moves, Kayla Trainer. Kennedy, who had a fine first half. Bringing on back for Fortunato. She's got Simpkins and Wood hung up. Fortunato to the far corner.
Joe, as soon as Team Glynn realized that they had both defenders communicating, talking, having to switch, that's when they knew they had them. We see a quick pass around Kayla to Courtney Fortunato, and defensively they had to switch. Whenever you switch, it creates opportunity for that offensive player. They're able to gain a step right here. So one player switched from on ball to off, and that's what created that opening. We see right here, one player hung up. Now Kayla was on ball to on ball again. Makes it difficult to step in that lane. Very smart Trainer, as well as Fortunato, working together around that goal cage.
Courtney, do you have any recurring nightmares? I'm just curious, because Courtney Fortunato says she has one where she can't find her stick in time. She's late to the game. She doesn't get onto the field because she can't find her stick. I have a very, very, very similar recurring nightmare with goalie pads that I can't seem to find. How about you?
Mine is about a class that I don't realize until the final.
Oh, good. Like you thought you dropped the course.
Right, and I'm howled and I'm still having that nightmare.
Very
Yes.
good. We take each other onto the psychiatrist's couch there. I can easily psychoanalyze those two dreams. You forgot that you didn't drop the course and you have to go in and take the final blind, right? That's always good. Yeah, that's a good one. That'll wake you up at night. Rudkin sprints on back. Her team trailing by 1. Early stages of the third quarter. Courtney Fortunato giving Team Glenn its first lead since Courtney scored the 2-pointer back in the opening frame. Warden waiting for Ronbeck to jog in. 6-on-6 set at this end. 60-second shot clock. We play 10 on 10. The cages are 80 yards apart in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Apuzzo, dynamite offensive player. So many gifts. Ronbeck sweeping to her left. That's her strong side. Feeds it in there. That caught Warden off guard. She was handcuffed by that pass. Ground ball earns 2 points for Mary Kate Bonatti. She gets freight trained by Apuzzo. It'll be Team Glenn ball.
You love the athleticism, the speed, obviously the physicality that we see in Athletes Unlimited. These players are tough. They handle a lot. Less is called, which makes the game more exciting, quicker, faster, without so many stops and starts and whistles.
Lights have been turned on Courtney in the last 15 minutes or so here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Angie Benson comes up with a takeaway, looking for her captain, Team Kayla Wood, in orange. There's Rudkin helping to clear. Halfway through quarter 3, Ella Simpkins strides back. Simpkins, who scored against Dempsey Arsenal in week 2, fires and scores again! Ella Simpkins, the first defender in Athletes Unlimited with 2 goals.
I know I mentioned this off of her first goal, but Ella Simpkins, she was a midi in high school. Her collegiate coach said, go to the goal, you have the skills.
Go there and turn on the lights. Ella Simpkins is always telling the next generation of lacrosse players you have to believe in yourself. She's just made this an 8-8 game, Courtney, and it's easy to believe that she could be an offensive player if she wanted to be.
She has such speed in transition, and right now she notices a mismatch. She's got legs to run. O'Donnell had her back turned. She knew foot to foot she was going to be able to beat that one-on-one matchup. So all she did was take a strong righty bull dodge. It was off to the races. Foot speed right here. Ella Simpkins, if you have a lane to goal, there's nobody going to slide. Every single one of these defensive players has the skill, and like you mentioned, she's the only defender to have a second goal in Athletes Unlimited.
The daughter of Brian and Allison. She played some volleyball in high school. You look at the points breakdown for Ella as far as win points, stat points, MVP, etc. Once we get through games tomorrow that will be played in the morning, those are the makeups for the games that were postponed Friday by the thunderstorms here in the area. We'll have 4 new captains and a draft tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. Courtney will saddle up with me for that. It's the final draft heading into the final weekend of the regular season, crowning just one champion among the 58 players here for Athletes Unlimited. There will be 4 medals doled out next weekend. Apuzzo hesitates, filters this for Warden, gets it back, puts the hitch move on, spots Perella. Perella stumbled on her way inside the key, still maintained possession. Shot clock's at 20. Tumalo in no hurry, off the flip for Ronbeck. Lindsay Ronbeck, that familiar cradle, looks inside to Aust, a long way from the cage. Alex does her best work a lot closer to the net. The pass for Perella, ball down. Good effort there, scooped into the goal circle. That was Grace Gabriel there to defend, and Kristen Carr comes up with it. Carr and Geiger, Little and Bonani, the defenders in purple today. This is Molly Little stretching her legs. She was hit up high, thought she was fouled. The officials let play continue. Brush, Holcomb, Salucci, and Anton, your officials in this second game of the day.
How quickly transition goes from one end of the field to the other. These midfielders are sprinting back and forth, and there's just 4 per team.
It's been a pretty comfortable afternoon, Courtney. Temperatures in the high 70s. Kayla Wood has asked for time in this 8-8 draw, the third quarter level at 1 point apiece. Folks, listen up from the promo department. You can join us at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex for game days. Tickets are still available for select dates coming up next weekend at auprosports.com/tickets/lacrosse. In front of friends and family and special guests this afternoon, Athletes Unlimited athletes putting on a show. Get off your phone. Pay attention. The presenting field partners today, the good people at Geico. Nice to have you on board for this one on Fox Sports. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Courtney Fortunato making her voice heard inside that huddle, aside from Kayla Trainer.
Courtney Fortunato, she's done a great job of just being a heads-up player. Right here, she's looking for Kayla Trainer on the inside, but she sees goalie coming out to cover her, so she says, forget it. I'm taking that 2-point shot. On the flip side, Courtney Fortunato working a little 2-man game around the crease. As soon as she sees defensive players, a little bit of a miscue, she has a step. She's going hard to the cage.
We've been explaining how the points add up on the leaderboard. Individual stat points, team win points, MVP voting. Look at the Geico leaderboard right now. You see where Fortunato is, ranked 12th. 7 times, Courtney, in individual games, 7 times she's had over 100 points for herself. I mean, that is extraordinary work. And if she gets hot and her team gets hot at the right time, she could be right there for a medal next weekend.
This breaks it down perfectly. Obviously, the more your team wins quarter to quarter and overall wins, the more points you can get. Statistically, those add up each and every game. But MVP, if you get those coveted MVP spots, there's just 3 per game. That adds up nice and quick as well.
As good as Fortunato's been, that in-game leaderboard we just showed, there are 5 players better than her on the current leaderboard. Apuzzo, picked up by Carr. Tumalo comes to fetch. Little right there with her. Michelle Tumalo favors her left. Off the hitch move, around the screen, set by Osh. She fires one high on Katie Glynn. Katie coming off the bench to sub in for Mira Shane. This is her team. The goalie is the captain in purple. Ronbeck sizzled that one wide of the goal. That was a very determined dodge to the cage. Alyssa Perella had the hat trick in the opening half. Warden turns a corner on Taylor Vanthoff. Good roll dodge. She scores.
Haley Warden, she always seems to come up big as that clock is winding down. Her first goal of the game was off of the same thing, clock winding down. She realizes she needs to do something with this ball, and we see that quick rollback is what gave her a step on that defensive player. She got rid of the ball before that sliding defender came. Right here, quick rollback. That's what gave her that lane. Nice little bouncer. I'm loving the bounce shots that we're seeing today. Again, the signature ball that's being used is different. It's a little bit grippier than what they're used to. It's for better visibility, as well as its design is safer for the players, new compression standards, but that goal giving the lead to Team Wood.
How close has this game been, Courtney? 4 different lead changes, 4 different ties. It's 9-8 right now for Team Wood in the orange. Earlier today, Taylor Cummings' team blasted Dempsey Arsenals by a 16-9 score. Kylie Ohlmiller had 5 goals in that one. Emily Peros had 4. Katrina Dowd finished up with a hat trick. There are 20 points available in this third quarter. Right now, the third quarter scoring being led by Team Wood 2-1. Perella leaning in, matched up with O'Donnell. Tumalo, stride for stride with Little. And now Haley Warden on the outside, collected by Allie Kennedy. Ronbeck keeps the ball moving. Perella off the sweep, gets through Van Thoff, goes to the goal, stopped there by Glynn. Glynn got a good chunk of that, give her 6 points for the goalie save. Everything is important for Katie. She's among the top 5 on the leaderboard.
Making sure they manage the clock well. There's less than 40 seconds in this third quarter. They definitely don't want to cough up the ball and give it back to Team Glynn. So we see that save right there by Katie Glynn. Save off the body.
Bounce shot that goes wide. Got a great look there from the goal cam at the way the goalie sets her stance. As time's gone by, the goalie stances have been wider and wider, trying to take away as much room to the width of the cage as possible.
That's right.
Angie Benson likewise at this end with a wide stance, the deep crouch bend. The ball's in the circle there, and Angie finds it at the horn. 9-8 after 3 quarters. A quarter win for Angie and all those in orange. Kayla Wood's team banks another 20 points, outscoring the team in purple 2-1.
Angie Benson, I love her quickness in the cage. I love when she's smothering that ball. That's the number one thing you teach your goalies. They can't find the ball as soon as they see it on the ground. Get on it. Get that stick over top, smother.
The great action continues with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Can't get enough. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Earlier this week, those were pictures from the Athletes Unlimited draft. That was draft number 4. There's only one left. It's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can see it on Facebook Live. Courtney Martinez-Connor and I will be orchestrating, taking notes, mumbling and grumbling, and having all sorts of fun with the 4 captains who are going to be named after the games tomorrow morning. Remember, there are morning games to be concluded in this weekend number 4, not televised. By quarter, Team Wood has taken the first and third. Katie Glynn's squad recovered in the second, winning that one 5-3. So there are 20 points on the line for everybody on the roster per quarter, which means when you do the math today, quarter points won, 40-20. The overall game, if you win it, everybody on your roster gets 45. Team Wood has the 40-20 advantage so far. A very hotly contested game. Why has there been so much balance in this contest, Court?
Well, number one, the captains. They did a great job of selecting well-balanced teams and players who want to share the ball. You know, I've seen not any one player stand out in this game. It's about moving the ball, making sure they get that next play. We heard in the huddle, you know, it's about every single play. Every play matters, and we're truly seeing that in this game. Every ground ball, every draw control, everything has been a battle. Nothing's been given up easy.
Final televised game of the weekend here at Maureen Hendricks Field of the Maryland Soccerplex. 3 cheers for all the men and women in our technical crew as Warden tries to go to the goal. Big shout out of thanks to everyone connected with Athletes Unlimited, to all those part of the operations staff here at Maureen Hendricks Field as Tumalo sets it on the way and she scores. If you think back to what it was like on Friday when the storms blew through here, you'd be amazed that we would be able to do 4 games worth of TV. So a job very, very well done.
Just as we talk about Michelle Tumalo being a dominant left-handed player, it's her natural side. She does play other sports with her right hand. She can throw a football with her right hand, so lacrosse is no different. You always want to work on both. We see that quick split to her right off of the pick set by her teammate. Able to take a shot on the run. So very accurate when shooting the ball with her non-dominant hand. Important, especially since most of the defenders have been forcing her to her right-hand side. She's embraced it right now and taken advantage of it.
Michelle Tumalo, the last couple of games, making you hearken back to the way that she would produce when she was a National Attacker of the Year at Syracuse back in 2012. 3 unanswered for the team in orange in the last 4.5 minutes. Important possession off the draw. Trainer had it in her cross, and she will be awarded possession. Kayla Trainer knew that she needed to get that one with her mates trailing by 2. That's Team Glynn. 10-8, early stages of the 4th.
All these little nuances on the field. There's so many coaches, whether they're head or assistants, and making that adjustment at the draw important, because when the ball is in your team stick, you're the one who has the opportunity to score, and they certainly needed possession.
Big face dodge from Trainer, loops it over top for Fortunato. Right back to Kayla, she'll swing it. Kennedy wants O'Donnell. O'Donnell peering through the defense, picks up Kayla Trainer. That patented huge face dodge move didn't loosen her up, but she looked inside for Gabriel off of her cross, and it's Simpkins who has the ball for Team Wood. Ridden hard though, turnover forced, and Kayla Trainer has the ball back, 6-on-6. The officials balancing the players up. Every caused turnover that you create is as good as scoring a goal. You pick up 12 points for that on your individual stat point line.
Tremendous ride by Team Glynn. They knew they needed the ball back. Whatever it takes to win it back in the ride, all attackers understand the importance, not letting it cross that middle line.
Both of these teams victorious yesterday. Rudkin peeking out on Trainer. Ball movement deflected down. O'Donnell has it. On the elbow there, off the outside. Allie Kennedy had a sharp angle bid. Kennedy, who leads all of Athletes Unlimited with 3 goals in the last 2 minutes of the game. She's been super clutch. Trainer turns the corner. Kayla Trainer scores. It's a 1-point game. Kayla Trainer with her 2nd on the afternoon. Multi-goal games in 6 of her last 8.
Kayla Trainer, her eyes were up. She saw that there were a bunch of red jerseys inside. There was no ability to feed it to anyone, so she took matters into her own hands, celebrating as they get another marker.
Kayla Wood's team has a 1-point lead early in the 4th quarter. Courtney, you don't see very often pro players being face guarded, but this is a sign of respect against Michelle Tumalo.
You know, Michelle Tumalo, she had such a game yesterday, 6 points. We see her being more of that leader on the field, but once she had her teammate picked off, she was able to take advantage of getting herself free. We watch right here, as soon as she catches the ball, she sees that pick being set for her. That's how you lose that face guard, making sure she has to run around that pick. That's that split that she had to her non-dominant hand. And not only was she being face guarded, she was being denied the ball mostly to that left-hand side. So she said, I can do it both ways, watch me.
Goals in 4 of the last 6 for Michelle. She had 2 goals and 4 assists yesterday. The last goal on the board belongs to Kayla Trainer. That's Team Glynn's first tally in just over 8 minutes. It has made it 10-9, a very exciting conclusion shaping up today at Maureen Hendricks Field. Kennedy going to the goal. Gabriel there! She scores! This game is dead even.
2 quick goals for Team Glenn. It is all about winning that draw control. These goals were just 7 seconds apart. Starts with Kayla Trainer right here. Her ability to get the draw, place it to where she wants it to. Allie Kennedy sprinting in. And then you have Grace Gabriel finishing with that shot on the run. 7 seconds apart. That's quickness with everything tied up now at 10.
Grace scored a couple of goals against Dempsey Arsenal's team yesterday. This is her first on the afternoon. She has markers in 4 of the last 6. Picking up the pace at just the right time, getting her 7th overall. Every goal you score in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you earn 12 points. As you see, Grace's totals are hovering, getting closer and closer to 700. The 2 tallies in less than 8 seconds have made it 10-10. Wood and a Puzo on the draw. This one swatted towards the goal by the cross of Michelle Tumolo. Vacuumed up by Katie Glynn. Geiger has some pressure. Carr comes to help her fellow defender. And then she spots the open Katie O'Donnell. O'Donnell will drag it along. Little split dodge to free herself from Warden. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Trainer thought about launching into a 2-point effort there. Bounce shot fought off by Benson. Big rebound. Down on the turf. Off the scoop. Wow, Trainer with one hand. That was incredible. Fortunato just sent wide there by Gabriel. That would have made every highlight reel. A spectacular ground ball from 21 in purple.
I mean, selling out, reaching, extending her body. Strength after she picked it up, flicking it with one hand, knowing where her teammates are at. That's why she's one of the smartest players, always a student of the game, wanting to learn more, do more. How can she be better? And you see why. I
mean, the wrist and forearm strength that's required to do that. Trainer launching herself, beautiful ground ball again. Feeds it, Kennedy fires, score! Allie Kennedy off the relay from Trainer.
Allie Kennedy doing her part on the field. Everyone sharing the ball for Team Glenn. They've been able to score the last 3 in a row, but it's largely due to the hustle, the effort, the quick movement. We see Kayla saving the ball right there. Her eyes are up. Tremendous grab by Allie Kennedy. It's now the 2nd time that Kayla's fed her inside. She knows as soon as she puts it up, Allie's gonna grab it, bring it down, and finish. Again, Allie, the 2021 Midfielder of the Year at Stony Brook for all of the NCAA Division I teams. Excellent job.
She has 4 multi-goal games this season, 16 overall on the campaign. She's crossed over 1,000 points on her leaderboard total. Trainer just picked up 4 for the assist. Head-to-head now with a Puzo with just over 4 minutes to go. This one shaping up to be a beauty. Team Glenn with the 3 goals in 83 seconds. They work for the draw control, and it belongs to Trainer. Kennedy with some get up and go. Less than 4 minutes with which to work in the 4th. Nail biter. Courtney, 12 of the first 18 games were decided by 2 points or less. This is game 22 of 30. The Geico overall leaderboard at the top, Taylor Cummings and her mate so convincingly earlier today over Team Arsenal. Dempsey has been injured this weekend and not playing, and as a result, she slipped to 6th on the board. Kennedy, nice face dodge. Taylor Vanthoff swings it. Kayla Trainer. Gabriel from the severe angle off the hitch. Vanthoff can shoot from 2. She has that kind of range. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Kennedy with a hat trick today avoids the defender. Gabriel underneath. Stopped there by Angie Benson, and she did it cleanly. There's no rebound. Great work by 77 in the orange. Rudkin takes it back. Kathy Rudkin, the defender, maneuvers along, and then she'll share the ball for a more offensive-minded Lindsay Ronbeck.
Due to that defensive stop by Team Wood, Angie Benson in goal. This is the first possession they've had offensively in a while. They haven't been able to win the draw control, so in order to get the ball, they had to come up with a stop, and that they did. So to capitalize on this, just 25 seconds to go.
Score! On the run, Perella. Her second 4-goal game of her Athletes Unlimited career.
Joe, things keep going back and forth. A game of runs, keeping it exciting for the fans at home. Things are quickly tied up. Again, that great defensive play started with the goalkeeper's save, transitioned all the way down to the offensive end. Alyssa Perella, a large part of that. She's had the shooter's hand today. As soon as she gets this ball, we see that quick little stutter. Her ability, again, to beat her 1v1 matchup. Whenever she sees that mismatch, she knows that she has the speed to get by most players, and she's proved that over and over again today.
A level 10 gymnast. So many of the athletes in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse have had gymnastics in their background. Alyssa had a previous 4-goal game against Arsenal. She has 4 right now in this 11-11 draw. Folks, you're invited to head to auprosports.com. Get your Athletes Unlimited gear right there. Don't forget to follow us on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. A whale of a game shaping up for an exciting finish. 11-11. We get to the Geico Defensive Play of the Game, turned in by the captain, Katie Glynn.
Katie Glynn, the Geico Defensive Play of the Game right here. Alyssa Perella has done such a great job of getting in close, but Katie Glynn with the turn away. We see her holding her position nice and strong. Quick reactions in tight. Driving those hands out, putting her body behind that Geico Defensive Play of the Game. Yesterday, Joe, Katie had a 67 save percentage.
149 points, Courtney. She picked up in one day yesterday. That's why she rose to #1 on the leaderboard before this day began. At the end of the season, we will be awarding the Geico Defensive Player of the Year. This Athletes Unlimited award will come with an added $5,000 bonus for the winner. In game, Kayla Wood, 3rd. Katie Glynn, 4th. Apuzzo, Trainer, Warden were all among the top 10. This is professional lacrosse. The players receive base pay, win bonuses, leaderboard bonuses. There will be one champion crowned next weekend. Once we make up the games tomorrow morning, not televised, with Arsenal against Wood, Glynn against Cummings, both of those games in the morning here, not televised. Once those games are in the book, we'll have 4 new captains, potentially, and picking 4 new sides for the final weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We are inside 2 weeks away from the start of Season 2 for Athletes Unlimited Softball. Busy, busy times. Draw, control, goosed on out, picked up by O'Donnell. Those morning games, Courtney, we are doing our best to make them available in some fashion with you and me via Athletes Unlimited Facebook Live.
It's going to be fun. They're going to see us in the morning for a couple of games.
I have no idea what to do with a selfie stick, by the way, so don't put it in my hands.
We're going to be chatting with some fans, some parents, players. Not your general broadcast.
I've never been the one really behind the camera. I have a feeling it's going to be an eye-opening experience.
Fun one.
Bright and early. Kayla Trainer, 100 seconds left in the 4th. Parecka for 2! She scores! Shayna Parecka!
Shayna Parecka, she is no stranger to 2-point goals. She had led the league previously with 4 of them. Add this to her total. She has such a knack for calling for that ball. She knows when she has space, but we always see her shooting off of that back foot. It catches everyone by surprise. She catches it, she's ready, but we see it's the back foot that she's driving off of. That's why they're not quite prepared for her to shoot, but she winds up, gets some power behind it. Nevertheless, that's a 2-point goal. Now Team Glenn ahead.
That's enormous. Not only are they ahead on the scoreboard, they're leading the quarter. Shayna Parekha with that sizzler, beating Angie Benson. Too hot to handle there for 77 in the orange. And Parekha gets the bear hug from Kayla Trainer. To the draw with 1:38 left. The team in purple has won the last 5 draws. Katie Glenn's team on top 13-11. Shayna Parekha now number 1 from behind the 8-meter key. That draw success ends. Huge possession now for Wood as Apuzzo wheels inside the 8-meter key. 50 seconds to shoot, 1:24 to go in the game. The deficit is 2 all of a sudden, thanks to Shayna Parekha. Taryn Vanthoff closing in. Makes the flip, cross Tumalo up. It's a turnover. Kennedy has it. With that great speed, she's going to outlast Tumalo. Get to the sideline. Tumalo forced it out of bounds.
It's the second time we've seen her go onto the defensive end. She's fast, she's athletic, and she just caused a turnover.
Fantastic hustle from Michelle Tumalo to get the ball back for her side. 48 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. The deficit is 2. Are you thinking 2, or are you going to chip away and try to win another draw? Perella from deep, that's an easy stop. Too easy for Katie Glenn. They went for the 2 there. Glenn ragging some time, and it's a timeout called by the team in purple.
Joe, I could hear that timeout from here. Timeout, timeout. Katie Glenn, the captain, the 2 people who can call timeouts. Your facilitator, as well as you yourself, the captain, Julie Desposito, the facilitator for Team Glenn. Super smart. Call that timeout so you can get yourself settled. Make sure you run out this remaining 30 seconds on the clock.
Kayla Wood emphatically inside that huddle with her instructions. Just 30 seconds remaining in what has been a thrilling game. What's deciding this contest for the moment is a long-range 2 from Shayna Parekha. She's turned into the Mad Bomber in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and she factored in at just the right time a few moments ago.
We see Kayla with her eyes up, quick feed. Love the ability to take that shot nice and quick. She has such a quick release, and again, a different release than what most players driving into that shot. She always kind of seems to be fading away a little bit. Nevertheless, she has the league lead with 5 2-pointers so far, and this one put her team in the lead.
Didn't have a point yesterday. Shot that around the defense of Ella Simpkins. Not sure if that screened Angie Benson at all. But with that awkward, unusual release, it's combined with tremendous miles an hour on that shot. She gets a lot of power on it.
The torque that she has using her entire body is definitely unmarked.
So the team in orange, Kayla Wood's squad, needs to force a turnover and do it pretty fast. Team Glenn's going to try to play keep away now and rag the remaining 30 seconds of this game. Earlier today, Taylor Cummings' squad convincingly over Dempsey Arsenal 16-9. Kylie Ohlmiller was one of the hero with 5 goals. The ever-changing Geico leaderboard. This is weekend 4 of 5. 2 more games to conclude, not televised tomorrow, but available on Athletes Unlimited Facebook Live with some coverage. Wow, the hitting intensifies over on the far side of the field. Players down, whistles blaring out. Just 13 seconds left. Fortunato is in need of repair on that far sideline. Courtney Fortunato just now getting back up to her own power. Going to receive some attention from the athletic trainers. That was a heavy-duty collision. This fourth quarter worth 20, the game total worth 45, so an important sweep could be coming for all of those players dressed in purple should they hang on.
Again, a double team on the ball. They need the ball back quickly.
Geiger chucks it the length of the field. Wise move. 3 seconds, 2. As the time drips off the game clock, it's over. And Team Katie Glenn wins by the final of 13-11. They end the game, Courtney, on a 5-1 run to turn things in their favor.
Tremendous team effort by Team Glenn. You know, it was hard to come into a game as a goalkeeper, as a captain, when your counterpart had done such a great job, but offensively was where we saw the big turn in quarters 3 and 4. They really stepped things up, and then a change at the draw. Kayla Trainer deciding to come in, take control of that. That was another big change that proved fruitful for Team Glenn.
So the two teams split the quarters. Team Glenn wins the fourth 5-2, wins the game 13-11, and it was Shayna Parekha with a difference-making 2 late in the fourth.
Again, can't wait to talk to her about how she gets that torque. Essentially, what you teach every young player is drive into it, step in. But the quick release, the different stretch point that we see with her feet right here, boom, that back left foot. Love to get her thoughts on that.
The winning team dressed in purple. Here is Shayna Parekha. And Shayna, I hope you don't mind my saying this, but your release on your shot, to me, is so unusual. What is the secret to it and how you let it fly?
I think it's just a lot of repetitions. You know, growing up, I practiced that shot over and over in my backyard. I just try to get my stick set in the sweet spot where I like it in one cradle. That's what I really try to do on that. And then just snap all the way through my hips.
Shayna, you guys were losing going into the fourth quarter. What was the huddle like? What were you talking about of things that you needed to change, to fix in order to come out with the win?
I think we just emphasized, you know, playing together as a team. We were right there the whole game. It was back and forth. Credit to the Orange team. They did an unbelievable job the entire game. I think basically we were just saying hold defensively. Work together as a team, offensively, be patient. You know, we had a lot of fast break goals throughout the game, but I think we kind of stressed, you know, when we get the ball, hold possession, work for a great shot, and it worked out.
Thank goodness Michelle Tumalo can't reach us up here in the booth to give us a noogie. Shayna, I'm guessing that nerve-wracking games can be fun to play, especially when you win them. This game was tied. The leads were switching back and forth. What was it like for you and your mates?
You know, I think throughout the game we were talking about, we love games like this. We're all competitors. We love to be in these tight games. It's so much fun to be in those high-pressure situations, but I think we just tried to stay positive throughout the game. We kept our heads up, we kept pushing, and we came up with the win.
Shayna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck moving forward. This game was tied 6 different times. Michelle Tumalo in good spirits, even though her mates fall by 2 today. Kayla Trainer, happiness in come-from-behind fashion, and Trainer, as usual, figures right in the middle of it all.
You know, she's a factor all the time, but after coming off of a week where she wasn't here last week, she shows why she can overtake a game. It's her IQ on the field. When nobody's there to pass, defense is packing it in. She knows she needs to take the challenge herself as opposed to feeding it. Now, in this instance, her eyes are up. She sees that she has a streaking teammate, Allie Kennedy, putting the ball up, knowing that your teammates are going to catch it. And then a very heads-up play right here, saving that ball, moving it quickly yet again to Allie Kennedy.
Courtney, when we were getting set for the beginning of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, just about every player that we interviewed through a Zoom room conversation, who would you like to have the ball late in the game? They all said, just about all of them said 21 in purple, Kayla Trainer, and you can see why she has such command of the game.
You know, they said she'd be one of those top picks in the draft. They wanted the ball in her stick if she's on their team. And then on the flip side, just about every defender said she was one of the toughest matchups to play on. So,
without a doubt. Arsenault and Wood, Glenn and Cummings, those games are tomorrow morning. If you are so inclined, you may check us out on Athletes Unlimited Facebook Live. The voting continues for MVP. We understand that the win points are in this mix, so Katie Glynn is second best to Taylor Cummings going into the final 2 games of weekend number 4. Next weekend, we will crown a champion. And Courtney, when you look at how tight it is from at least 1st through 10th, anything can happen with 3 more games next weekend and the 2 games tomorrow.
Absolutely. Your team needs to win. You need to prove and do your job well on the field to get some MVP points while racking up some stats. That's how you move up quick.
So much fun for us to cover these games. These athletes have been incredible. This was a great game. 13-11 for Team Glynn. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in a hard-working crew this weekend, great job, everyone. Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Shayna Parekha, fire away.